Hi guys, how we doing? You're all very welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here also, very welcome. Hope you enjoy what we have to offer here on the channel. Today we're going to deal with a very important subject. It's stress and how to best deal with stress and how the best deal with stress. So how corporate leaders and business leaders deal with stress. So no matter what position you hold in any kind of a job or any kind of a structure, at some stage you're going to come across stress. So today we're going to talk about how the very best business leaders deal with stress and how they approach it. So sit back and relax, as always. No stress when you're dealing with stress. So if you like the channel, guys, if you like the video, leave a comment down below. We'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. It helps us make videos like this. Or if you'd like to see any videos on this subject or on any subject to do with business, to do with digital marketing, to do with product reviews, affiliate marketing, home business ideas, any of this good stuff, guys, just let us know. You can reach me on any of the videos or at the back of the channel, and I'd be happy to help you out, no problem. So what separates the successful from the unsuccessful? Determination and hard work play an important role, but properly managing stress will help to stop setbacks and help keep you motivated. With busy schedules and deadlines to meet, everyone can become fraught and strung out at some point. 40% of work-related illnesses are caused by stress, depression or anxiety, and nearly 50% of people feel stressed every day. There are 10.4 million working days are lost each year due to stress and anxiety. So what we're going to talk about today is how famous business leaders deal with stress. So stress is a natural side effect of pushing to achieve your goals. But reaching your dreams doesn't mean you have to suffer the strain of stress. Take some tips from the experts and start acting cool, calm and collective in business. So without further ado, let's get on to our business leaders and see what they have to say about stress. So, first up in our corporate leaders and how to deal with stress is co-founder, former chief executive and chairman of Microsoft, one of the world's largest corporations, Mr. Bill Gates, who has since stepped back from Microsoft, but still involved in some way, I believe, but does a lot of charity work at the moment. So what Bill Gates says about stress, and Bill Gates, if you ever see any memes or anything online, you'll see there's a lot about Bill, and he has some good comments. But what he says about stress is the ability to boil things down, to just work on things that really count, to think through the basics. It's a special form of genius. So what Bill is saying is strip things back and just work on what really matters to where you want to be. Don't get stressed about the small things. Just concentrate on a couple of tasks at a time. Don't get bogged down. The ability to boil things down, to just work on things that really count, to think through the basics, is a special form of genius. And Bill Gates obviously knows a thing or two about business and how to handle stress. He doesn't look too stressed in that picture, let me tell you. Next of our business leaders up is Mr. Gates' old sparring partner, Steve Jobs, co-founder, chairman and CEO of Apple Inc. So what Steve Jobs had to say about stress is, if you just sit and observe, you will see how restless your mind is. If you try to calm it, it only makes it worse. But over time, it does calm. Your mind just slows down, and you see a tremendous expanse in the moment. You see so much before you could see before. So what he's talking about is meditation, and that's how Steve Jobs dealt with stress. Identify a problem, take control, and move forward. By understanding and then tackling stressful situations, one step at a time, you'll feel more in control and with a clear mind. So you can see what he's saying, what Steve Jobs is saying there, is in the same line as what Bill Gates was. Identify a problem, take control and move forward. By tackling a stressful situation one at a time, so don't let it build up on you, you'll feel more in control with a clear mind. So that's Mr. Jobs. Next up we have the founder of Virgin Group, Richard Branson. So what Richard Branson says about stress: if I lost the whole Virgin Empire tomorrow, then I just go and live somewhere like Bali. Now if there was a problem with my family health-wise, then that's a problem. So what he's getting at there is, Richard Branson is saying, you have to remember what's important. Stop and consider what problems are truly stressful, bearing in mind the important things in life, health and family. This realization will relieve your mind of the trivial stresses of work. So what we tend to do as people and as entrepreneurs and as budding business people is we tend to get bogged down with the minutiae, with the small little things, and sometimes you need to take a step back and see what's really important. You hear so many stories of people who've missed family occasions and missed children growing up nearly because they've been concentrating on work, and marriages break down and all that kind of thing. So what Richard Branson is saying is, remember what's important: life, health and family. This realization will relieve your mind of the trivial stresses of work. And that's very true. Wise words indeed. Next up is founder, chairman and CEO of Amazon.com, Jeff Bezos. So what Jeff says is, stress primarily comes from not taking action over something that you can have some control over. He finds as soon as he can identify it and make the first phone call or send off the first email, it dramatically reduces any stress that might come from it. So the moral of what Jeff Bezos is saying there is, take action on a problem immediately, if not sooner. Identify a problem, take control and move forward. Can you see what he's saying here compared to what the first couple of guys were saying as well? It's all kind of in a line. By understanding and then tackling stressful situations one step at a time, you'll feel more in control and with a clear mind. So he's saying pretty much exactly what Bill Gates and Steve Jobs said. Identify a problem, take control and move forward. So basically, if there's a problem there, don't stick your head in the sand. Be aggressive and deal with it. So don't get bogged down with 100 tasks to do. Prioritize the top 5-10% of tasks. Knock them out and then start over again. Knock the other ones out. But take action and identify the problem. What he's saying is that stress primarily comes from not taking action over something that you can have some control over. So, and as you know, Amazon is taking over the world at the moment. So I have some other videos on Amazon there, guys, on the channel if you want to check them out. But that's what Jeff Bezos says about stress. Next up of our business leaders is the co-founder of PayPal, CEO and CTO of SpaceX, CEO and Chief Product Architect of Tesla Motors, Mr. Elon Musk. So what Elon Musk says about stress is, people should certainly ignore fear if it's irrational. Even if it's rational and the stake is worth it, it's still worth proceeding. So the action there is, in a similar vein, is just go for it. Instead of allowing stress to stunt progress, take stress out of the equation and just move forward. So you're just addressing it, you're pushing ahead. By simply doing and not worrying, a build-up of stress will be prevented and a weight will be lifted off your shoulders. So it's in a similar vein of what the other guys are saying. And you can see a pattern emerging here. All these guys are uber successful. So what they're saying is just power ahead. Instead of letting stress stunt your progress, take it out of the equation and just move through it. Sometimes you might have to take a step back, but that's also the case when you want to do a big jump or you want to build up some speed. Take a step back, identify the problem, and then head straight into it. Hit it hard. So that's Elon Musk. Next up is CEO of YouTube, Susan Wojcicki. So obviously we're big fans of YouTube here. We like to put up a couple of videos every week. So when Susan speaks, we listen. So what she says about stress is, I think it's really important to take time off. And I've also found that sometimes you get really good insights by taking time off too. Kind of a little bit in the same line again, take a step back sometimes if you need to. So the moral of this is, achieve balance. Working non-stop will only lead to burnout and a dip in productivity. We've all seen that. Taking time out to balance your work and personal life will keep you feeling refreshed and recharged. Again, that's in the same vein of what Richard Branson was saying. Identify what's important and work to, and prioritize basically. Working non-stop will burn you out. If you're working 80, 90, 100 hours a week, eventually you'll burn out. And a lot of entrepreneurs will work 100 hours a week, so they don't have to work 40 hours a week for somebody else. But all these people are entrepreneurs, and they're all saying the same thing. If you could break it down, what the two main points we've had so far are: identify a problem and hit it, and then prioritize and understand what's meaningful in life. Working non-stop will burn you out, so you have to have time out to balance your work and personal life. So again, that's Susan, and a very good point indeed. Next up, we have Twitter founder Jack Dorsey, co-founder and co-creator of Twitter, and the founder and CEO of Square. Jack Dorsey says, "I think generally stress comes from things that are unexpected. The more you can set a cadence around what you do, the more ritual and the more consistency you can build in your schedule, the less stress you're going to have." So what he's saying there is, just plan ahead. Set a rhythm, get into a routine, plan ahead, and work to a structured schedule. Increased consistency in your routine will boost focus and increase your understanding of the overall picture. So what he's saying there is basically get into a routine, plan ahead, and just be consistent. And that goes for a lot of things. If you can make consistent small changes, you'll see consistent big differences. So what Jack Dorsey, co-founder of Twitter, is saying is plan ahead. So to sum it up, guys, rather than an innate skill we're born with, coping with stress is a skill we develop. If you can heed this advice and learn from the best, you can enjoy a more productive and stress-free life. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Appreciate if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've new videos coming in every week at this stage now. And if you have any questions on digital marketing, affiliate marketing, products, making money online, home business ideas, drop shipping, any of that good stuff, we have all videos there for that. We have social media marketing videos. We have loads of insight here on the channel. So if you could subscribe, guys, leave a comment, share, like, anything at all would help the channel move forward. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed. Here's a couple of videos up in the corners I think you'll enjoy. Check them out, and if you want to chat, just reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, guys, until next time, take care. Bye-bye.